Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we cover the stories that keep the entertainment world talking. Today, we're diving into a story that's equal parts hilarious, relatable, and surprisingly revealing about what life is really like for a celebrity living in New York City. Kelly Ripa, the beloved co-host of Live with Kelly and Mark, recently opened up about a complaint she received from a neighbor at her Manhattan home, and the internet absolutely cannot stop talking about it. It's trending because it's the kind of moment that reminds us that no matter how famous you are, life always finds a way to keep you humble. Or at the very least, keep things interesting. For anyone who might need a quick refresher, Kelly Ripa is a true titan of daytime television. She has been a fixture on morning TV for well over 2 decades, first rising to fame as Haley Vaughn on the beloved soap opera All My Children before transitioning into her iconic role as co-host on Live, a show she has essentially made her own. Alongside her husband, actor Mark Consuelos, who officially joined her as permanent co-host in 2023, Kelly has built a morning empire that millions of Americans tune into every single day. But beyond the television lights and the studio audiences, Kelly Ripa is also a New York City woman through and through. She and Mark have long called Manhattan home, raising their 3 children, Michael, Lola, and Joaquin, in the heart of the city. They've been known to live in a gorgeous townhouse and more recently have been associated with upscale Manhattan residences that reflect the kind of life 2 decades of television success can build. Kelly has always been refreshingly candid about her life in the city, the good, the chaotic, and apparently the downright weird. In this neighbor situation, it falls firmly into that last category. So here's where the story gets really good. Kelly Ripa recently revealed on her show and in interviews that she received a formal complaint from one of her New York City neighbors, and the nature of that complaint is something that genuinely nobody could have predicted. According to Kelly, her neighbor reached out to complain about the noise coming from her apartment. Now, at first glance, that sounds completely normal. Noise complaints in New York City are as common as yellow cabs and overpriced coffee. But the source of the noise is what makes this story absolutely priceless. The complaint wasn't about loud music. It wasn't about a party that went too late into the night. It wasn't about construction or a television turned up too high or even a dog barking at all hours. No. Kelly Ripa's neighbor complained about her laughing. That's right, the woman's joy, her genuine, uninhibited laughter, was apparently loud enough and frequent enough to prompt an official complaint from someone living nearby. Kelly shared that the neighbor found her laughter to be disruptive, describing the whole situation with that signature blend of disbelief and humor that her fans have loved for years. Kelly reportedly recounted the story with visible amusement, noting that she was simultaneously mortified and completely unable to stop laughing about it, which one can only imagine did not help the situation at all. She described how she had no idea her laughter carried so strongly through the walls or floors of her building, and how the complaint came as a genuine shock. But rather than being truly upset about it, Kelly leaned into the absurdity of it all, treating it the way only someone with her level of charisma and self-awareness could, as a story worth telling, worth laughing about, and worth sharing with the world. What makes this even more layered is the setting. New York City apartment living is notorious for its paper-thin walls, its echoey hallways, and its intimate proximity to neighbors who are essentially strangers sharing the same walls as you. Celebrities often go to great lengths to secure privacy, opting for penthouses, townhouses, or heavily insulated luxury buildings. And yet, even in that world, Kelly Ripa's laugh apparently broke through every barrier. There's something almost poetic about that. She also touched on the fact that this kind of thing puts you in an awkward social position, because how exactly do you respond to someone telling you that your happiness is the problem? Do you apologize? Do you try to laugh more quietly? The very idea is absurd, and Kelly seemed to recognize that fully, handling the situation with a grace and wit that has defined her public personality for decades. As you might expect, the moment Kelly shared this story, the internet erupted. Fans flooded social media with reactions ranging from complete disbelief to pure, wholesome delight. The phrase "complain about her laughing" started making the rounds almost immediately, with countless people expressing that this was the most relatable and simultaneously most surreal celebrity story they had heard in a long time. On platforms like X, formerly known as Twitter, fans were quick to defend Kelly, with many saying things along the lines of, "If you're living next to Kelly Ripa and her laugh is your biggest problem, you might want to reassess your priorities." Others joked that they would pay extra to live next door to someone whose worst offense is being too joyful. The story also caught the attention of entertainment media outlets across the board, with publications picking it up and celebrating it as one of those rare, genuinely feel-good celebrity moments in a news cycle that can often feel overwhelming and negative. Even fellow celebrities and talk show personalities chimed in, with many expressing solidarity and sharing their own quirky neighbor stories. The clip of Kelly discussing the complaint quickly racked up views, reminding everyone of exactly why she has remained one of the most beloved personalities in American television for so long. On the surface, this is simply a funny story. And it is funny, genuinely, authentically funny in a way that doesn't require any spin or embellishment. But if you look a little deeper, there's something really meaningful here about Kelly Ripa's brand and her enduring appeal. In an era where celebrity culture can feel incredibly manufactured, where every public moment seems carefully curated and strategically released, Kelly's willingness to share something this personal and this silly feels like a breath of fresh air. It reinforces something her fans have always known, that Kelly Ripa doesn't take herself too seriously. She is someone who can sit with the absurdity of her own life, laugh at it, and bring her audience along for the ride. That authenticity is rare, and it is a big part of why she has sustained a career at the top of daytime television for as long as she has. This story isn't just about a neighbor complaint. It's a reminder of why people love her. Looking ahead, one thing is almost certain: this story isn't going away anytime soon. Knowing Kelly, it's likely to become a recurring reference on Live with Kelly and Mark, the kind of anecdote that gets brought up whenever a conversation about city living or neighborly drama comes up. Mark Consuelos, who is no stranger to playing the straight man to Kelly's infectious energy on their show, will almost certainly have some commentary to add as the story continues to develop in the cultural conversation. There's also a very real possibility that this moment sparks a broader dialogue about celebrity privacy, city living, and the universal human experience of navigating shared spaces. It may even inspire some fan-driven content, because the internet loves nothing more than turning a joyful, absurd celebrity moment into something creative and lasting. At the end of the day, Kelly Ripa's neighbor complaint story is exactly the kind of news we all